with that buff, he might be able, but we can hope. All it takes is 3 of them hitting core. All it takes is 3 of them hitting core. Hello everyone, Gomez here for the LAN Up channel, again with another weird kind of deck view. This one is all about using kegs with Ricochet. It is called Ri-Keg-Chet. Let's get into this. So the deck is called Ri-Keg-Chet, as I said, and the idea of this deck is that somebody actually posted a video like a while ago on the Reddit, but I didn't actually get to see what the deck code was for it. But I was like, I need to create something like this because this is such a funny idea that I've got to be doing. So the idea that you will be doing is creating loads of kegs to use with Ricochet, because what's important to remember about Ricochet is that it actually just counts as one spell. So basically what I'm trying to say is that once you do kegs, it obviously increases the damage of what's going on with the spells. Now, the thing with this was that if you tried to use this with Riptide Rex, because he does all the spells along the stack, the first spell would have, damage would have increased damage, but the rest of them wouldn't. So what is very nice about Ricochet is the fact that because it just classes one spell, it is deal 1 damage to a random enemy or the widget the enemy nexus 5 times. But that 1 damage is increased by every keg. So just having 1 keg on the board, that is doing 2 damage 5 times. So that is doing 10 damage. You put another one in there, that's 15 damage. You put another one on there, that is 20 damage. So every single time, the damage is going up depending on how many kegs. It's doing that damage, loads and loads of times, basically, like 5 times, it's doing that increased damage. So if you can get a keg high enough and just do this as basically a board wiper, if not potential lethal to your opponent, depending on what their nexus is, because obviously it might hit that nexus, it could hit it all 5 times, it might hit it twice, it might hit it just the once, but that might just be what you need to win depending on how many kegs that you've used. So, and obviously if they've got no units, it's all going into the nexus. So it's a really funny combo, and that's why I really wanted to use it. But it was like how best to try and utilize this. So I did initially, when I built the deck to begin with, I initially put Gangplanking. Gangplank seemed to make sense to me. Number 1, he can create kegs, so that he's gonna start building them up. He's also got 5 damage, therefore meaning that he is helping towards making Ricochet cost less, because obviously on reputation this costs less. But upon building the deck and trying to go through several iterations of it, it just seemed like Gangplank was too slow, and I wasn't really leveling him as many times as I really wanted to for what I was trying to do. So I ended up actually cutting Gangplank and adding the runner instead. Now the reason I added the runner instead is just because of its spell shield and its overwhelm. Number 1, it's going to be doing damage into the core no matter most of the time. There's a few obviously trade ups that your opponent could put in where it's not, but most of the time it's doing damage. But also that is making sure that 5 attack is going in. And it's very because of its spell shield, it's very hard just to immediately remove with a vengeance or something, whereas Gangplank was susceptible to these things. So that's the reason why I decided to change up to this, because that kind of helps you get there. We've got you in here as well as a 5 damage, which is yet again, it's making something vulnerable, so you can decide what the runner's going to be going into, as well as the fact, obviously, I said it's got 5 damage, so it's helping you towards Ricochet. The reason why I actually put Xenotime Researchers in here is yet again to help you get towards that Ricochet point, because at this moment in time, you've got these as your 5 attacks, and everything else is kind of under. But if you put in these researchers now make it so that Fortune Croaker ends up being 5 attack, you end up being 5 attack, you end up being 5 attack. So basically, depending on what obviously it hits and how you draw, Xenotime Researcher actually helps you get slowly but surely towards reputation. But I do see how you could take this out and change this deck up. There's definitely a way of changing this up to make sure you can include Gangplank. I'm not saying that you shouldn't include Gangplank in this deck, just for personally when I was going for it, I just decided not to. Because the idea that I wanted to go with is that I'm actually throwing in the predict things, because sometimes it's actually important to know what you're going to get next. If you've got loads of keg stuff, but you haven't got a Ricochet, the the ability to try and get to your Ricochet faster, or if you've got a Ricochet but you've got no kegs, the ability to predict and get towards your kegs quicker, yet again, is really good. Because bear in mind, once you throw down more powder, that's already 2 kegs, meaning that that is doing 3 damage. 5 times, so that is doing 15 damage in total. It's very important to remember, like, you need to remember how much damage those kegs are doing, like, each time. So that's what I mean, certain moves like that. I put the hourglass in here for a couple of reasons. Number one, to protect the actual kegs. So if you put the kegs out a little bit early before you're doing the move, like, for example, if you're using like deckhand or something, you might need to protect them if your opponent is going for like a damage spell on them, or just tries to grab them because you haven't timed it right and it's gone into their attack turn, they've grabbed them. So it's trying to save the kegs, but also it can save Sivir's life if Sivir's life is needed to be saved. You could also use it on a Xenotype Researcher to get an additional buff, because when it gets resummoned, like, it will buff everything again. So there's a few different reasons for having that. And I actually put the Cutthroat was in here because Gangplank was in here, because it was the idea of hitting him, but I decided to keep Cutthroat because, number one, it's like, you know, doing a little bit of damage early game, but also it's a really good Teemo / Fizz counter if they've not got a spell to remove it. It's just an elusive, which is, it's basically your elusive counter, and that is how this deck goes. I also added a couple of copies of Boom Ship, just because if there's something that you want to remove from your opponent's side of the board and you've got the kegs to do it, then why not just like do that, and then this gives you like those kegs back. Bear in mind, it's important to remember the sequence of events of when you do this, so that it's not on their attack turn, you do this and then they just grab the keg again, like, unless you've got enough mana to do Ancient Hourglass as well. You know, there's certain moves like that, but you will learn as you play the deck. But please let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. This has been a very long-winded intro, but honestly, let me know. Like, this is definitely not the most ideal way to play this, and I will just say this is 100% a meme deck. This is not going to be loud and competitive at all, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's the reason why I'm going to be playing it today. So, as I haven't actually 100% tested this deck list at the moment. I will be playing the games that you'll be seeing, will be me testing it out. But please, as I said, let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. If there's anything you'd change, let me know, as well as the fact that shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. If you didn't know already, I do stream on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So you want to come catch the action live, please feel free to, as well as the fact that there is also the Discord link down below. We're making a very lovely community on there, so please feel free, as well as the fact there will be a games night on the 25th that's held in there. So if you want to get on mic, play some games together and have a good time, please feel free to, as well as the fact that I just want to thank everyone who's supporting the channel. Like, I do have an end of year goal of hitting 5,000 followers / subscribers on YouTube / Twitch, and YouTube is just doing really well. So honestly, thank you all so much. Everyone who like watches, likes, comments. Honestly, thank you so much for the support. It does make it, like, it's making my little dreams come true. So honestly, thank you all so much. I hope that you enjoyed. Like, I hope that this deck does well. We'll find out, won't we? Anyway, let's go into a couple of matches and see how this deck does. Deep. Okay, Deep does sometimes run Withering Whale, and Withering Whale could be a counter. Potentially, actually, sometimes they run, I'm gonna keep this hand. Potentially, sometimes they run, what's his face, right? Vile Feast, but it depends on what kind of deep deck they're running, whether or not they're running purely to go as quickly deep as possible and running like Riches. Okay, I'm gonna try and predict all the components I need. We're gonna go predicting all the components that I need, and hope that by doing so we can quickly get there and just get to the point of just going boom, 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 directly into their core. So, okay, I feel like what I want to do is I could take the draw, but I'm actually gonna take the runner.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
Admittedly, next turn. So next turn we go for another predict. Potentially go for an immediate open before they play their 3-2 with lifesteal. Because you need to expect the 3-2 of lifesteal. So I feel like, oh no, Sword Dogs. Okay. So now I predict. Want to kind of be trying to find Ricochet, which, to be fair, a second Sivir does give us the Ricochet potential. We'll go with that. But obviously, we've done nothing at the moment to help get it down. We haven't found a Xenotype Researcher, so we haven't really helped like anything else get to that point. It's okay. It's okay. Part of me's thinking throw down the web spinner right now, because that is a 5 damage thing I don't mind blocking with. So they decide not to do anything. So we can throw Sivir out. Bear in mind that this deck sometimes runs, so we already know that they're running what's his face, Vengeance, because we have seen at least one Vengeance, but this deck sometimes runs Ruination. Obviously an Atrocity finisher, but they sometimes run Ruination, which is very important to remember. So, right, what we want to be doing is, right, so is there a way that's going to be 10 damage? Yeah, I feel like we let the heal, we attack the Healy one first. Attack the Healy one first, and then just let the rest of the damage go in. I don't mind going with that kind of plan here. So do that. Boost damage in. So we're getting closer and closer to us being able to use this Ricochet. Okay. So at this moment in time, you would be 10 damage that would be lethal while they've got nothing on the board. But obviously, next turn, they could immediately play a unit, so I'm willing. That's what I mean, Withering Well. At least they've used it right now before we had the keg on the board. Obviously, they've also procced the Spell Shield, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm willing to accept that. Because the idea is that we'll play the runner. We'll play the runner, and then potentially the turn after, if we can get enough things going, maybe the keg comes out. Obviously, if they don't throw enough things out as well, because... Right, so how close are they to being deep? So, cause you need to remember like, how quick are they going to activate that as well is another very important thing to think. How quickly are they going to be activating these next turn? That's got to be the question you got to ask yourself. So, how much damage does she need to see done? Okay, so still not deep yet, but next turn they're probably going to go deep. So, what we want to do, potentially even force these ones on the end. It doesn't really matter, in all honesty, because isn't that going to be enough to knock these ones into quick attack? Because you don't see these ones having quick attack, which is interesting. Why am I not seeing? I mean, not that the quick attack would matter, but okay. So there's the jettison. There's the jettison. Oh, Ruination! I said, and a box. Ruination and a box. So, quite big hit. There we go. Now we see the quick attacks. Right. So, force that one down to 1. Get level. They do get a little bit of healing, and obviously, like, you know, they knock themselves a little bit more into deep. But they were already deep. But a little bit more. Depends on whether or not they play another unit now, right? Depends on whether or not they play another unit, but they get themselves. It's now on 5. So, Keg.
The Blessed Isles.
The Blessed Isles! Keg. If they've not got a Vile Feast, bear in mind that we could actually use Boom Ship as well. So, right now, this is 3 damage, but I feel that we Boom Ship to get rid of one of these options. Get rid of one of these options, thereby making it so this will go up to 4 damage. This 4 damage per one, meaning that we will be removing Tree Man from the... Look how close Tree Man is to leveling as well. But that is 4 damage 5 times. That's 20 damage. Just one needs to hit him and the rest into core. And that's GG Shadow Mode. Honestly, yes. That's what I'm talking about. As we do significant damage into their core. Boom. So is the idea here to use Payday to give the buff to Taric, which then gives the buff to somebody like Sivir or whatnot? Because bearing in mind that Sivir's effect is actually an area effect. So once, like, even if you do that and she's level, that will then go to everyone because it is an area which it affects. It's the same reason why. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep this hand. It's the same reason why if you try to like kill something with spell, like that's got spell shield from her, it hits it, but then the spell shield still stays on because it's actually still getting the effect from Sivir. So you basically need to silence Sivir in order to give yourself the best chance against if they're attacking forward to stop things. Anyway, that's not important. Let's go in. So, gonna go over predict. So next turn we can throw out a Xenotype Researcher. I mean, let's give ourselves, slowly but surely, we shall give ourselves the components of the deck that we need. So to do much explodings. So we've got one Ricochet. We do have, I mean, my opponent, it's not me. What is going on with their deck? Like, have they really got no early game? Like, that is 6 mana. That is, I mean, they're crying because I'm assuming that they realise that it's it's all not going well for them right now. I mean, what's in that deck? How have they not had a move? Oh, here we go, Spirit Fire. Okay, yeah, I mean, that fair play to them. So, at this moment in time, you're the only one who's going to live, so I might as well use Fortune Croaker right now. But honestly, that's a really good move from my opponent. Throw out the Cutthroat again, because, yeah, again, it's only going to be these ones who are going to be dying, so... Well, I say these ones. You will still live. You will... Actually, wait, what's happening here? The Toad and the what's his face are forged. What has happened here? That's a little bit of a glitch there. So I guess upon playing somebody else, that's how I'm hoping. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I'm hoping that sorts out that problem. Okay. So I could defend. Sorry, I'm gonna defend. I'll go with the defense, and then next turn I'm thinking to myself, do I play the other runner? Like, I want to be trying to get as close to reputation as possible, so I feel like I play the other runner and go forward with it. It seems to me like the smart idea. We know that we've got a Ricochet. We just have to start top decking into our keg stuff, but also it would be nice if we get that Ricochet down in cost. So, ooh, Sivir herself might actually not be the worst plan.
This place
I regret my decisions. We do have an hourglass, so there is an hourglass if needed. Just gonna go like this. I could save that one's life, but I will accept its death. We can still technically throw... We could actually throw the Xenotype Researcher and then Hourglass the Xenotype Researcher if we really wanted to, but I don't know. I feel like at this moment I'm gonna keep the plan back. We still haven't seen Taric yet. Obviously, like we've seen, so they're up to 16. We're both on 16 damage. Okay, the symmetry is perfect. I will admit that. I was not expecting us both to be on 16. I feel like going for the draw. I've never actually really bothered to look at this artwork enough to wonder what the hell is that. I'm guessing it's the same thing that makes the Clockerling man, but it's like a giraffe version. I've never noticed, like I've never bothered to actually look at that artwork for. Okay, so there's Taric. We now have a Taric. I feel like I want to have this out because it's just so which is threatening Taric at this moment in time. Like obviously there are certain buffs that they could put on, but that is just threatening Taric's life right now. They do. Ooh, Yugi boy. Okay.
Never submit.
So that's quite big.
My desert, my rule.
The thing of it is that potentially they've got an additional buff, and I would expect to see an additional buff. I just want like that to be known. So what I want to do is I want to do this, see whether or not they get an additional buff. Oh no, they don't. I was gonna say and then Hourglass, but apparently they don't have. I was gonna expect them because I feel. I mean, obviously, yeah, that's worked out quite well for them. But I still expected them to have tried to do it. But it's okay. It's okay. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's all good. It's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy. So, one more attack and this goes down. Feel like how close are you? So, feel that we go for the attack first. Getting them down to 8. Because this now means that you only cost 3. So I'm thinking. By putting you out, that's 10 damage already. It's 10 damage. Part of me actually wants to see, like, what if I can get some more kegs. I want to see. Oh, it's like the perfect top deck. So obviously, Hush. They are running Targon, so there is always the chance of Hush. But part of me is, honest to God, thinking right now. Might be my best option. Might be my best option, right? To go for the kegs into Ricochet. Because right now, I mean, right now, it is a significant amount of damage. Obviously, as I said, Hush on the keg would be quite devastating. This feels like the move. So that is 4. So that's 20 damage at the moment. Crap. So they're doing this to try and kill it. So it feels like I have to try and save you, just in case, because we don't know if it hits that kind of like ruins the whole strategy. So we kind of have to do it for the great. It's a shame because now it means they're going to be getting more units. Like the problem is that does mean they will be getting more units, which is problematic, right? Because that's the whole idea is we wanted to try and do it while they had like the least amount of units as possible. Oh, more kegs. More kegs! We just have to survive! Like, potentially we do the first one, and then if they somehow counter it with a hush, then we could throw like the other kegs out and do the other one. Like, I feel like that's I don't feel bad about trying that plan, right? Go 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 go! If this one, I said, if this gets hushed, then I said we just got more kegs and we go again, because it's literally it's the only plan. It's the only plan that we've got. So
Line them up.
we go boom, 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 boom. Doesn't do too much, but it does remove the spell shield.
It
So
can be undone.
next turn, we just have to survive. Just have to survive this turn. We just have to hope that they've not got another hush. If they've got another hush, it's kind of really complicated. But if they don't have another hush, hopefully we might be okay. I'm thinking to myself, like, is there anything that I want to try to save here? But I feel like we just let this all go, right? Let this all go. And admittedly, they're gonna be drawing, so the chance of them finding another hush, like there is the chance, right? There is, honest to God, the chance of them finding... potentially, I should have put this one here to kill this one, but I wanted to try and maximize the damage, just like they're trying to maximize the amount of health they're going to be getting out of this. But I'm going to hope. Going to hope. Hope, hope, hope. All I have right now is hope. All that I have right now is hope. So let's just see how we do. Hope for the best. So I don't actually know how this is going to work with the fact that there will be multiple kegs, whether or not they're both going to blow up, or there we go. So actually they do sort themselves out. They've only got right, so they've done a lot of draw here, so there's potential for another hush, but I've got to go. I've got to go. I can't chance it. So just go, and hope that they've not top deck another hush right now. But that is a significant amount of damage. So 6 damage 5 times, 30 damage. Come on, just don't. Okay, don't hush. But you've got 30 damage going. 30 damage. We just need 3 of them to hit the core.
Told you to stay back.
Boom, 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 boom. 30 damage. Boom. Okay, right, so we haven't seen, so we killed you, so we hit 1, so 1 down, we're slowly showing over, so 1, oh my god, it's so close to death. So, that's not what I needed to see, so, I mean, I can at least save her life. It's not looking good for me. All I've got is the hope. I mean, I was hoping that was going to hit them enough for lethal.
I'm not sure.
I was hoping that was going to hit them enough for lethal. Sadly, it didn't. So, gotta bide our time. Gotta bide our time and hope. That's a lot. That's quite a big man. Okay, got hit by 2 Xenotype researchers. Right, I have to defend. Like, at least...
That's not tamper-proof.
At least, I mean, just there. There is potential buffs my opponent could have, but at this point I'm willing to take the chance. But there are potential buffs that my opponent could have. Okay. So, feels like the Overwhelmed one is really the one who I should be trying to kill, but Sivir. I feel like Sivir must die. Sivir must die. So I'm thinking to myself, I just need to top deck something nice. Give me some... Okay. It's quite big. I need something good. Come on, oh no! Oh, it's so done. It's not a GG to my opponent. Obviously, like if that could have hit into their core enough times, but yeah, no, there's nothing like I can do. Like I can hope that I can top deck something which is gonna potentially save my life, but I basically went all in. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on with my mouse? It's somehow my mouse has now just like decided to die on me. Okay, right, wait. I don't know what's happening with my mouse. I mean, I could take you, but so I mean, I know that I'm dead. Bless you. I mean, to be fair, GG to my opponent. GG to my opponent. They have played this really well, and sadly, yet there is nothing I can do to this. I went all in. I went all in, but it just was good enough. So come on, finish me. Come at me, brother. I mean, and now additional buffs just to show, just to show dominance. Go on then, finish me. That's what I'm talking about. So the go hard deck, right? This is what I own. The old go hard deck. So, okay. It's not going to be easy. But I'm damn well going to give it a go. So obviously, we throw Prowl out turn 1. Immediately, she gets go hard. And okay, GG, I concede. But we've got to go. I feel like we go just in case. So, throwing you out next turn. Go for a preparation potentially on turn 3. Obviously, depending on what we top deck. I feel somewhat okay. Feel somewhat okay with the situation. Immediately going forward in here. Potentially, I said, like, okay, we might just see a... Okay, we don't. We don't see the immediate go hard, which is honestly God what I was expecting to see. So, it's a surprise. I don't mind trading this because I said, like, we know... We said that's probably going to go out on turn 3, let's be honest. Go for the predict. Let's see what we can predict. Gonna go at the runner.
I don't want to meet whatever.
Gonna go at the runner because like these spell shield things are gonna be really useful against this kind of a deck, especially once they get to the pack your bag state. So we kind of are keeping them at bay at this moment in time. We could just immediately go forward to allow this damage in, but let's be honest, like, you know, like, because basically it cuts out the go hard move. Have they just not got go hard right now? Is it just there's like shit, must try to droid. Where is it? Okay, it's okay though because still doing a little bit of damage in, forcing them to do some trades here. Potentially Twisted Fate drops next turn red card. So they did have it. Okay. They decided to keep the elusive alive, just to torture me, maybe. But Sivir can drop down next turn, and then the turn after we can throw down the the Ruin Runner. So no twisted right now. Throw down the runner, and it's now like forcing my opponent to answer some questions. It's bear in mind that deck does run a lot of removal.
Nothing left when I'm done.
Like I'm honest to God considering playing this, but no part of me is considering just going forward. Hold on. Kill you, can kill you, and technically can kill you. So, willing to do it. But part of me's thinking maybe Twisted Fate drops next turn, but obviously the spell shield will defend. Like, unless they throw something else out first. I mean, that's buffed enough that I'm like, yes. I was thinking, do I just go forward? But no, that is buffed enough that I'm like, yes. Yes, I will throw you out. That is that's a pretty big shoe. So they've only used one go hard so far. So they've most likely potentially drawn one through there. But we're immediately going in like this because this is just pounding the pressure. We're knocking at the gates. We're knocking at the gates of go hard and be like, you got to do something about this. And you're down to 6. You've got elusive damage on me, and obviously you can use that. So yep. So they are so potential vengeance. I'm guessing is what they wanted to do here. So they wanted to make sure they got rid of that spell shield because potential vengeance move is what they're thinking is going to be my guess. We could actually hourglass. So, so much of me is thinking about playing the other runner. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it. I'm gonna go seeing what we can get. We can get some kegs. I mean, that does give me a keg. Like, because we are 1 away from reputation. So if they go for ooh, so next turn potentially they try to get us with the pack your bags 5 mana because obviously they are up to that point right now. I feel like I throw out the other runner. I was considering keeping Hourglass back. Part of me is honest to God just thinking, you know what, sod it, we go big on them. We go big. We've got to force them to answer the terrible questions that are in front of them. Got to force them to answer the terrible questions which are in front of them right now. So all it should take is this one attacking forward first. So all it will take is that one attacking first, and then this one will get spell shield. So actually, correction, this one's already got spell shield. I mean, quick attack is the words. Quick attack is the words that I mean. Ask it. Potential vengeance. Yep, I was I was expecting this, and so that's why I use you just to defend your life right now. This goes down. We could actually go for deckhand into what's his face and just see, right? Because obviously that will be 10 damage. And admittedly, with only 1 unit on the field of play. Okay, 2 units on the field of play. So if that hits, so technically, we throw this out, throw you out. Happens 5 times. 2 of those units go down and 3 go into core. Like that's how mathematics work right now. As we do this and go, boom! Like you think that you'll go hard. You think that you'll pack your bags in such a look at me move. But what about this move? The Ricochet. Remove all your units and core. You think your moves are big, go hard, but boom! Death have come for you. Honestly, GG Shannon mode, that was a good game. I missed the go hard deck. Why is it that every single recording we seem to at least go once against all of the Egyptian god cards? Like it has become like the standard of like if I play this and I start recording, we will at least one time go up against all 3 Egyptian gods, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Hopefully this will be one of the good ones. So, of course, Sun Disc already comes out. Predict is looking like, Predict with Unit is looking like the better option. I was going to think Clockling, but I am thinking Zero Type Researcher because, yet again, it's helping me get towards, like, helping other things potentially get towards getting that reputation. It's a really nice buff card. Willing to accept it and go with it.
Focus using
So,
multiple lenses.
doing you.
Clever.
I just improvised on
We
the
see
instructions you drafted.
one of the Egyptian gods shows himself to me. Now, we're going to take a lot of damage in the early game. Despite, it's looking like it's going to be one-sided in my favor, but you can never tell. You can honestly never tell. That's the second Egyptian god
Let
out.
it help you remember who you once were.
Second Egyptian god. I'm considering Sivir, but another part of me is just thinking throw the web spinner out. I feel like I want to go with number 1. It makes it so he does literally no damage at the moment, but number 2, it makes him vulnerable, so it means that we can start trying to at least get him off the field of play. Because obviously, if they level both of these, that's pretty much their Sun Disc done. So next turn, if they go into next turn and immediately play that 7-cost spell. So they're gonna trade you off. If they play the 7-cost spell immediately, not gonna lie, that is gonna be very devastating to me. Very devastating. Considering playing Sivir, I'm gonna consider playing Sivir, but it is very much squeaky bum time. Very much squeaky bum time. If my opponent, actually no, they can't use it. They've not got enough mana to use it's a 7-mana spell.
Really?
But they could still use it on their attack turn. So we need to kill Azir. Like, it is crucial that we kill Azir right now.
What do you make of that?
There's a Zero Type Researcher. I'm just gonna go forward with everyone.
So,
I'm feeling keeping you back actually, because obviously they get a really good trade with Xenotype. So trying to kill the Egyptian god, kill one Egyptian god, just so that we know that he's down. So it means they can't just use the 7-mana spell and immediately level up the Sun Disc. So keeping ourselves in that nice kind of safe place. Slowly but surely going to get closer and closer here. Clock can come out. I wish I had like extra kegs right now, because then that would just be just one extra keg and that would be Renekton dead. See, that's what I mean. I'm so glad they didn't have both. Okay. Because that would have been it. Now, admittedly, that is the ticker down a lot. That ticker is now down a lot. They've only got 10 more to get. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. Gonna be doing that. Admittedly, like a spell shield does protect her, but then that is a lot of damage. Part of me is, honest to God, considering taking it to then boom ship. To me, they've used up their mana. We now boom ship, which does also like it leaves it like we could go with the preparations. We go with the preparations. It seems like this is so. We're 2 Egyptian gods down, but admittedly, you know, it's not the best options right now. But we still are 2 Egyptian gods down. Potential kegs. You know what? I'll take the kegs. I'll take the kegs. Right now, we'll take the kegs. They've not got much going for them. So, immediately go forward.
Open wide.
Immediately go forward. So, 15 damage.
Bask in the sunlight.
They need to play something else. It's like, it's a gamble. Actually, no, we've already got a keg on the ball. So, It's a gamble. They can't Rite of Negation. They've also got themselves past Rite of Negation. So that is 20 damage right now. 4 damage happening. So that's 1 dead. Then like a lot going to that core. Got to play something. So there's the... With that buff. With that buff, he might be able... But we can hope. All it takes is 3 of them hitting core. All it takes is 3 of them hitting core. But 1 away! Oh, that sunned it. I mean, it's like what, 1 away from death. We've got a lot of these elusives. We live in Hello Time. We just need 1 of these elusives to hit in. Literally all I need. Just 1 elusive to hit in. Admittedly, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage coming in off of a big boy Renekton. Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. So, gotta do it. Gotta do it. It is, we survive and then we just go forward. Egyptian god cards. What? Like, not even needed. We'll kill all the Egyptian. I mean, oh, you know, when you're gonna regret something like so much that you've decided to go down. You've decided to just go with this, but Ricochet deserves to win the game, right? Obviously, it just needs 1 to hit the core. It just needs 1, but there's like so much. Yes! As I said, there was like potentially they could just hit between those things. We had to go for that lethal, but honestly, Shenema, I honestly got anyone who just plays all the Egyptian gods, well played to you. You know, it's such a funny deck, so well played. So that is the Ri-Keg-Chet deck. Definitely, I feel like there's room for improvement, and there's definitely a way of fitting Gangplank into this deck. I just decided that I didn't need him because I wanted to go more down the predict and finish route. But there is definitely multiple ways of building this deck, and like it's all about waiting to see when your opponent gets past a certain point where they can no longer defend against the Keg stuff, or they can't use like single combat or any kind of removal spells to potentially trade it off. But it's really funny when it works. But I will admit, it takes a long time, and that's why this deck will always be a meme deck. This is not, I just want to state this right now, this will never be a ladder deck, unless obviously Kegs get more resources, but it's definitely a really funny deck to play. As you can see from the games that we played, really funny deck to play, and it can really pack a punch at the end there. It's that little bit of randomness of not knowing, like when they've got certain units on the board, not knowing where it's going to go, and just hoping that it's all going to go into core, but... It's a really funny deck, so please let me know if you run this deck, how it goes for you. As well as that, if you make any changes to this deck, let me know. Because I always say, all of my decks are just concepts. They're never, I'm not telling you, this is the refined best deck. Definitely play this deck. All my decks are concepts whereby people can take them, build off of what they like, and put more things that they want to, because like everyone's got their own playstyle, everyone's got their own favorite cards they like using, so please feel free to take these decks and always just have fun with them. That's the whole purpose of this channel, is living and learning together. So if you wish to catch the action live, please feel free to on Twitch, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and live. Link down below, as well as just a link to the Discord down below. If you wish to join the Discord, get involved. There's a lot of people who talk about deck creation and like good times in there. There's also a monthly movie night and games night. Games night this month is going to be on the 25th, so if you want to get in there, get on mic and play some games like Among Us or Jackbox games, please feel free to. Like we'll have a laugh together, as well as the fact that it's also the day before my birthday. But thank you all to everyone who just supports the channel. Like literally, I do have an end of year goal of hitting 5,000 followers/subscribers on Twitch and Twitter, Twitch and YouTube, and YouTube is just doing really well. So thank you all so much to everyone who just watches my videos, everyone who gives me support, because obviously I'm just a weird curly head mustachioed man from England, and you guys are helping me potentially live my dreams. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great evening, day, or whatever the hell it is for you, and until next time, bye. From fashion brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me. Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.